Hi, Paul Sakis. Good News Planet. Ouch. Uh-oh. Why do my feet hurt? Ouch. I'm going to put two ouches in here because I have two feet. You may be among the more than 37 million Americans, just over 1 in 10 who have diabetes 1. And today we're going to talk about actually a serious concern, especially if you have diabetes 1, and especially if you have foot pain, okay? And I grew up in the shoe business. So, and many people have foot pain, but not necessarily to this degree. Okay, we have Kathy Sapp, CEO of the American Chronic Pain Association, a foundation offering peer support and education in pain management. Good morning, Kathy. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, good. David Armstrong, DPM, MD, PhD, USC Schaefer Center, and will be available, and you're here now, to talk about increased awareness, recognition of this painful DPN symptoms. What does DPN stand for?
So it stands for diabetic painful neuropathy. And this is a problem that affects at least, you mentioned about 37 million folks with diabetes. This affects a real good proportion of them, anywhere between 5 and 10 million folks in the United States each and every year. And people describe the problem all over the board. They'll say, well, it feels like your feet are numb. It feels like there are pins and needles in them. It can hurt when the bed sheets touch them at night. It can feel like bugs are crawling on them. All these different descriptions, but they all add up to being really, really debilitating, and they can really take a toll on folks' productivity. It can make them depressed. It can make them lose sleep. It can make their glucose, their blood glucose, their sugar get out of control. It's really just a spiral. But, you know, again, it just doesn't have to be that way, which is really why we're here today.
Okay, it doesn't have to be that way. That sounds like good news. Okay, Kathy, tell us about your organization and how you're helping educate people.
Yes, the American Chronic Pain Association has been around for over 42 years. And so today we launched a contest so patients can share the symptoms of their condition. And what we're asking is that everyone create a short memory aid that describes their pain, such as Dr. Armstrong talked about, the pain, the numbness, the tingling, the burning. They can enter online at nervepainandme.com/contest.
Okay. Now, is this only, I have those pains, okay, and I've been dealing with these pains myself, but I don't have diabetes. I'm pre-diabetic, and I've been to neuropathists. I've been to all kinds of doctors to deal with it, and I still have the numbness. And just what you said, even with the sheets in the bed, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, and I grew up in the shoe business. But the point is, my dad would say the most overworked part of your body are your feet. Is this only for diabetics? Is this only for diabetics or not?
Well, so you mentioned that you have pre-diabetes, and you know, the thing about diabetes is that there's not just a hard and fast number. You can have pre-diabetes, and a lot of the damage can happen just at a slower rate. And now the better you keep your sugar in control, the slower a lot of that neuropathy is going to show up, both the painful kind that you mentioned, but also the painless kind, the kind that can lead to people getting wounds and infections and even, God forbid, amputations. So your pre-diabetes, as folks call it, or if you want to use the fancy doctor term, impaired glucose homeostasis, that's the $5 term, that affects probably 85 million people in the United States each year. So you add up diabetes, pre-diabetes, you have over 100 million people already. And many of those folks, even before they get diabetes, just like you, Paul, can have symptoms. That's a little less common, but it's still not uncommon.
So Kathy, would you say your organization, you know, it's been around for a long time, you're educating people about this? Are you telling them to take off weight? What are you telling them?
We don't tell people to take off weight, and we don't give medical advice. But what we do is we provide them with resources that helps them have the productive conversations with their healthcare providers, have that dialogue, go in and talk to them. But we did recently launch a diabetic nerve pain toolkit, and this includes resources that help patients have that conversation. And they can also it helps them to set those short and long-term treatment goals.
Okay, and I think I read that you want people to write something up. Is this right? Explain how that works.
Yes, so if they could write a short mnemonic, a description much like what Dr. Armstrong was saying, the numbness, the tingling, and we want it to be a 4 to 10 letter acronym describing their pain in their own words.
Speak for your feet.
Okay. All righty. Sounds good. But doctor, are you saying, how about would you say lose weight? What would you say to get rid of this concern, pre-diabetic and or diabetic?
Yeah, what I would say is, listen, first and foremost, just move. I mean, I think that there's a lot of good data now to show that if you can just increase your activity to about 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and sometimes your doctor, she or he might give you some medication like metformin or something like that, that can reduce your risk of converting from pre-diabetes to diabetes by upwards of 50 to 60%. That's just crazy. And some of those symptoms that you mentioned, like the painful diabetic neuropathy, may improve. Some of them may not, but that's why you have to work with your doctor, with your general doctor, with your foot doctor, to really, and get to your doctor, speak for your feet.
Okay. So is there any other information we should know here about this outreach that you're all doing?
Kathy?
Entries should be received by October 1st. We'll have 3 runners-up announced on November the 1st. The prize is $1,000 Visa gift card. 3 runners-up get $100 gift certificates. Or you can choose 2 passes to the American Chronic Pain Association's 2023 Pain Freedom Conference in Colorado.
All right.
Colorado, does that come with skis?
I think we have it in the summertime.
They are diabetic approved skis. How's that?
We might throw that in.
There
It's
you go.
on.
Well, you said movement. All right. Well, this is important information. Doctor, do you have any other ideas and thoughts for those that might have a footprint? How about shoes and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You say your dad was in the shoe business as in a cobblery. But what I would say is, yes, I think when you get into see your doctor, make sure that he gets you in to see your foot doctor at least once a year, and she or he'll be talking to you about different kinds of shoes that you can use that can reduce the risk of you getting many of these complications associated with diabetes, and just keep on moving through the world and keep the legs and keep the feet you were born with.
All righty. Okay. Well, thank you both very much. Speak for your feet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
For
Thank
sure.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.